There's a guy in the house right now, a house under construction, and you said he's breaking in right now? Okay, what is he doing? He's running down the street. Okay, fine. I'll get someone out there. But I need to know what he is doing wrong.
Hey guys, it's Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all having a wonderful day as always. And I hope that you guys are coming up with fun things to do while you're stuck at home. If you are, let me know what you guys are doing. What's your family up to? Comment below and let me know what you guys have been up to. And please like this video, share with your friends. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I would appreciate it. You guys are just so great. My videos have been doing really good and it's really amazing, and I can't do it without you guys. So I truly, truly appreciate you guys watching, leaving comments, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff, all that YouTube stuff. So let's get that out of the way, and we're going to talk about today's video. So today we're going to talk about
the tragic death of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old young man that was living in Glynn County, just outside Brunswick, Georgia, in a home with his beautiful mother, shown here with him on graduation day, when he was murdered in front of this house here, and the nation watched it all.
This is an unbelievable case because it is 2020 right now. And yet on February 23rd of 2020, a 25-year-old young man, a kid almost, has been gunned down in the middle of the street, in the middle of the day, by two white men in their pickup trucks chasing after him with their guns. It sounds absurd. It sounds absurd that that is something that would happen right now. But in Georgia, back in February, that's exactly what happened. Many of you have watched the video that actually shows
Ahmaud Arbery
being chased, being fought with, and being shot right in front of our eyes. I'm sure you've all seen it. Many of you have seen it. And it is a horrible video to watch. It's only because of that video, in my opinion, and I think in many people's opinion, it is only because of that video that there were any arrests in this case. Now, I know there's several sides to a story, and we take in each side, and somewhere in that group of information is some part of the truth. But it's very difficult to get the full truth on something because everybody wants to minimize their own situation and maximize the others. And I'm sure that's absolutely, actually I can tell you for sure that's what is happening and is going to continue happening with this case. And I hate to talk about this in a racial manner, but I can't avoid it because it's clearly a racial situation. There's no way to avoid it. Two white men chased a black kid and another white man followed in to take video of it. How is it not racial? How is this not going to be a hate crime? And that is something that they're going to work towards. However, Georgia does not have any laws written in their books on hate crime. So that's going to have to go federal. That's something that's further on. But for the time being, this is going to be a murder case. And I think it is a murder. We have to say people are innocent until proven guilty. That's absolutely true. And we can't really decide anything now until we have the absolute facts of what happened. But based on the facts that I know, I have to call this a murder case. About 2 houses away from a house that was under construction, Gregory McMichael, the father, saw this man walking around going into the construction site. This is what he said. So he says he called into the house to his son, Travis, and told him, let's go. Like, we got to go after this guy. So they each got their guns. The father got, I believe, a handgun, and the son got his shotgun. And they got in their white pickup truck and they started after this man. Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black man, had gone in and out of the construction area, and He was wearing like, a t-shirt and shorts and appeared to be just jogging and happened to head into the construction site. That's what people are saying. He was jogging. Whether he was jogging or not, I don't know. Who cares? I don't care what he was doing, in all honesty. It doesn't matter. So he's running, jogging, who knows? The construction manager said he didn't see that anything was taken, anything was messed with. There was nothing wrong with that construction site after Ahmaud Arbery was there. So if he did commit a robbery, if that happens to be the case, it's really pretty irrelevant in my mind, at least, because the two men that followed him, hunted him down onto the streets and shot him to death were not police officers. Well, actually, we'll get back to that in a little bit. That's a little hanky, but they had no right to chase after this man. If there's a robbery and a neighbor sees something happening that's unusual, they call 911. They don't chase after this person in a truck, screaming at him with their guns out and kill him. They don't chase after anyone. That is not something that is allowed. So why did they do that? Why did they decide that that was something they should do? It was that they thought he had been there before. They thought he was potentially robbing the construction site or wherever, because they said there were several different robberies, break-ins on their street in their area lately. When I looked into that, it actually turns out that the only people that actually called to complain about a possible robbery, any possible thefts or break-ins in that area, it was only the McMichaels. So the only people that complained that there was possible break-ins in the area were the men that used it as a defense after they killed someone. No one complained when anyone else went into that construction site. There's video of the construction area where Ahmaud Arbery went, and they show him walking around, looking around, whatever. He's not doing anything wrong except baby trespassing. But there was also several white people, white adults that walked in, couples, white children that rode up on their bikes and looked around. No one ever called the police on them, and nobody certainly chased them down and killed them. But in Ahmaud Arbery's situation, he was chased down by this white truck that the two McMichaels were in. At one point in the video, you can see that he is actually running towards the white truck with the two McMichael men in the truck with the guns. And I saw that and I thought, what the hell is he doing? Why is he going towards the guns? Where are you going? What is going on? But then you realize that the recording is facing from the other direction, aiming towards that way. So it seems that there was another person taking video aiming in that direction. He may have felt cornered and not know where to go. It seems that he went through streets, kind of in and out of back roads or what have you, trying to get away from these people. And he took this route where he was back and forth all over the place, and these two trucks that were following around were all over the place. And we know of the one truck that had the two McMichaels in it, the two that ended up being arrested for murder. But there's a second truck that I'm sure you guys are aware of as well, and that is William Bryant Jr. I believe they call him Roddie Bryan. He explained that he saw them going by, chasing after someone, so he was at his house, he jumped into his truck and he started following, and he's the man who took the video. Now, when I first learned that the cameraman had been arrested for murder charges, I was stunned. I is a bystander being arrested for murder just because he recorded it. We can clearly see that he didn't kill anyone. But then it later got a little bit funky because we don't know what his involvement was. He was interviewed a couple of times, mainly his lawyer was being interviewed, and the lawyer explained that he's not our enemy. William Bryan is not our enemy. He did not go out there and kill anybody. He was maybe being a good Samaritan by taking a video, but in one video, he explains that he has no relationship to these people. There's no reason that he went along with these two men. He doesn't know the McMichaels. He's not included in what the McMichaels did. However, he included himself. And we don't know if there's a relationship, because although in one interview he said there was no relation to the two of them, In an earlier video, he was interviewed and said that, well, he started following because he recognized the truck that McMichaels was driving. So the question is he related or is he not related?
He eventually admits that yes, he does know Travis McMichael, although we don't know how personally he knows him. He then ends up admitting to the police officers in a statement that he saw them driving by his driveway and yelled out, "You got him?" So that doesn't sound particularly great for this man, who we also learned
For the murder, but also he blocked this young man in so he couldn't get away and escape these people. So it's imprisonment, false imprisonment. They're saying there's another video out there that shows this. But when I saw the video that showed him running towards the white truck, I thought, well, maybe this shows a little bit about this false imprisonment, because it didn't seem logical to me that this kid is running towards the people that are going after him. And mind you, you're probably not thinking clearly enough when you're in a situation like that, any kind of violent situation like that, where you have to think on your feet. Who knows if he just didn't know what to do, and after running around all these streets, he runs towards the truck, he runs around the truck, and that's when Travis McMichael starts fighting with him and eventually shooting him directly in his chest. But as you're looking at that video, you can see that the video is being played from right across. So does that show false imprisonment? Does that show that the cameraman, who would be William Bryan Jr., could that show that he is in this over here, making it impossible for Ahmaud Arbery to get away?
I do personally believe that the aspect from which he is recording does show someone that was trying to block this man in, but also he eventually ended up telling police that yes, he did purposely try to block this man in, even to the point where he was running into a ditch and, as I said, had been hit by his car. But I also noticed in this video that there was a point where the video started getting a little shaky and wasn't focusing on what was happening. And you could hear some strange noises in the background, which to me sounded like he was lowering his phone and getting into his glove box, where I believe he pulled out a gun, and you can hear it click. So that had been mentioned a while back, and I believe that that is the case, which just keeps showing more problems for this man, who seemed to clearly be involved in more ways than one with this 25-year-old's death. And what is sitting in the middle of the road here? That's another question I have, along with many others.
Where was your phone? We know that you're recording on your phone. Who knows what the reason is, but we know you had a phone, and we know that it did not call 911 at any time to help this man. So you watched and recorded a man getting harassed, chased, and shot, and never once did you call 911 for the police. That was a horrible thing that he did regardless. He should have called 911. Now, does that mean that he should be accused of murder because he didn't call 911? I don't know. The imprisonment charge, I don't know. We don't know what the connection is here, if there is any connection, or if this guy is just a moron. And I did see the lawyer for William Bryan Jr., and this one was surprising to me as well, and it was ridiculous. His main defense, or what he mainly talked about with regard to his client, was that he was stupid. He went on and on about how this man is dumb. He's not bright enough to do this. What is he not bright enough to do? Drive his truck and film? Push a button? I mean, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to make a video. It doesn't take a lot of intelligence to acknowledge that you should be calling 911 rather than making a video. Is that what he's trying to say? I don't know. One of the other things I noticed during the video is that I didn't realize that 911 had been called by Gregory McMichael during the actual murder. He's on the phone with 911 right before the shots go off, and you can hear him say something to the effect of, "Travis, no, stop, don't." So is he telling his son not to shoot him? What is going on there? That's what I would like to know. But he was on the call with 911.
This is Georgia Bureau of Investigation Agent Dial, the agent who fronted the investigation into Ahmaud Arbery's murder. The real investigation, the one that happened after the 2 months had ended. And he said that he believed that when Gregory was on the phone with 911 and he yelled, "Stop, blah, blah, blah," he was yelling at Arbery for running around the car and trying to get Travis's attention.
So again, we have to wonder, where were the police?
They drove by the construction site on 2 different occasions, and yet they were unable to make it to the spot where this tragic incident happened and save this man from being shot and killed when the site was just around the corner.
Why are the cops not there? And as we know, everybody saw this video, and it seems that nothing was done for several months. Nothing was done when the cops received the video.
By the way, a radio station got the video by
Gregory McMichael himself, because for some reason he thought that, oh, if I share this video, it's going to show that we were innocent people doing something that we should have been doing. I don't know why he would think that. That is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. But even still, the cops did not do anything after they got this video. And I'm going to show a picture here. This just points exactly to what the situation was. It's an amazing mural that has just the most obvious words about this case. And it says that basically the cops didn't do anything because they saw this video. The cops did something after they knew that we had seen the video. Now there's an investigation not only for the McMichaels for the murder, as well as for Mr. Bryant for the murder and the imprisonment, false imprisonment, but there's also an investigation into the investigators. It looks like because now this is a worldwide situation, everybody's following it, that they're probably gonna have some shit to deal with for sure. Now we've heard from the defense, and the defense lawyers are saying that they have other videos also, and their videos are going to show a whole different narrative as to what happened here. They haven't said what that is, they haven't shown these other videos, but if I had to guess, I would say that they're going to try to use the victim. Come on, buddy, you're killing me. They are going to try to use the victim and his past records against him. Usually you can't do that, but I'm thinking they're going to find a loophole to explain why they're able to bring it in. Now, earlier I said that these guys were not police. They did not have a right to chase him down. But I said I would get back into that. Now, what I wanted to talk about is the fact that, as many of you probably know, it turns out that Gregory McMichael is a retired police officer with the department, and that's probably why he didn't get immediately arrested. I think that's going to come into play with the defense. But the thing is, I think it could go either way, because in order to explain why they could go after this man, like they had a reason to go after this man, they would have to say that they knew that he was a danger. That they cannot possibly say there's a reason other than if they were to prove that they knew ahead of time that this man was a danger. Even then, I think that's bullshit. But nonetheless, this man had no weapons on him, no nothing on him. He was wearing jogging gear. Whether he was jogging or not, it doesn't matter. He is chased down with nothing in his pockets, with nothing on him at all, by 2 men chasing after him in a truck while he's running, chasing after him with guns when he's unarmed. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. But they can say that maybe this cop knew this man from his past as a police officer and knew that he was dangerous. So they could say, yeah, he knew ahead of time that this guy was a danger, so that's why they went after him. However, they could also spin that in the other direction, and the defense could say, well, this is a police officer that was now retired, that if he did know anything about this man's record, then it would be his own personal vendetta. So again, it's still not okay in any manner. I do think that the defense attorneys are going to get into this man's past. There's a video of him getting arrested that I know of. That's iffy. He still looks like he's being harassed. And there's, of course, the video where he's being harassed in the park. And that one's unbelievable.
But I think it is this statement that captures where the defense is going to go in this case. And you guys can read it on your own. But briefly, let me just say that it basically describes that it was Ahmaud Arbery that went after the killer, the shooter, Travis McMichael, and that even though it was McMichael that had his finger on the trigger, we do not know who caused the firings. So read that in your free time when you get a chance, and then you can tell me how outraged you are. And I'm going to leave you with pictures from the protests for Ahmaud Arbery, where they say they run with Ahmaud, which I think is a wonderful way to put it. And that is that for now.
That's it for now. There's so much more to talk about with this case, so I'm sure I'll be back about it. My condolences to Ahmaud Arbery's family. I think this is a horrible situation, and I hope it gets dealt with properly, in particular with the investigators that didn't do shit until they had to. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and please, of course, let me know what you think about this case and this video. All right? Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Thank you.